Hello everyone, welcome back to our series. Here right now we are talking about installation of Python and Visual Studio Code. See, for Python you can use any IDE or any platform. You can even use online platform, Google Colab or any, to write your Python code. But here in this series, I'll be using Visual Studio Code because I'm very much comfortable with it, and it's something that is highly used in industry. So to get that attachment or that feeling of writing the real code, I'll be using the Visual Studio codes. Okay. So I'll be telling you all the steps one by one. The step number one is we'll be installing Python. So for that, from my system, I have completely removed Python, and let's go with a fresh installation. Python download. Simply just write it there. All you need to do is you need to find out this link, python.org. Click on it, and here this yellow button, it will give you the latest version of Python available, that is 3.12.2, which is the latest version. Now this latest version, it is showing for Windows operating system, which is mine right now. So if you are using any other operating system like Linux or Mac or any other Raspberry or anything, you need to click on their respective links, and from there you can download the versions. So let's take an example. If you are on Mac OS, so you need to click on Mac, and here it will give you the latest release as well as the stable releases. We will better go with the stable release. So here you can find out the universal installer. But on my machine, I'll be installing the Windows version. Okay. So either I can go with the latest updated version, or I can go with one or two version down. It's completely up to you. Okay. So let's try out and go with the latest version. It's a stable version, 3.12.2. Now here you will see this file is already downloaded. I have already downloaded this file just to save our time. Okay. So it may take a few minutes, like 2 to 5 minutes, depending on your internet speed, and it will get downloaded. Now here a pop-up window will come that says install Python, and this is the version. It's especially for the 64-bit system that is written over there. Now here you have two options. You have install now or customize installation. So we need not to do any customized installation. We'll be going with the default one. But before clicking on any of these, here we have two checkboxes also. It says use admin privileges when installing py.exe. So all the admin privileges you are providing, that is for sure checked. And also one more thing, add python.exe to path. In your computer's environment path, it will get added automatically if you check this box. So make sure you are checking this box so that we have a hassle-free download, installation, and the path ready for us. All we need to do is just start using it after that. Okay. So path will be automatically added if you check this box. Now, if you want to customize the location, like instead of C drive, you want to go into D drive and some other specifications you want to do, you can go with a customize install. But the easiest and a straightforward one is we'll go with the default, that install now option. So click on this install now. It will give you a pop-up window, which will not be recorded in this screen recording. This pop-up says, do you want to allow this application to make changes to your device? So it's a warning kind of pop-up that will come because of the security reasons on your computer. You need to click on yes. That means you are allowing it to install this. Now the installation will start and will take again few minutes. So let's wait for it. And once done, we can close it and our installation is done. So it's that easy to install Python. And if you're working on Linux, then the good news is most of the Linux flavors already have Python installed with them. You need to just check what Python version you have. So I'll tell you the command with which you can check the Python version. If it's above 3.6, it would be great for you. If it's below that, it may be bit uh, like concerning for you. Now it says setup was successful. New to Python, you can take the online tutorial and all those. Disable path length limit. So we will not do anything over here. We will simply close it. Okay. Setup is successful. Now, once the setup is successful, you can go to your CMD command line, command prompt actually. And here you can write Python -- version. Now, what it will do, this command is there to check what is the version of Python. So the recently which we have installed is 3.12.2, which is a latest and a stable release by python.org. Okay, so I have this version installed on my computer. This was just to check up. So this is correctly downloaded, installed, and the path is ready to use. So that's why we are able to get a response over here. So I'll simply go and close it. And no more I'm going to use it. Okay. So that is your Python installation done. So step number 1, installing Python completed. Let's move on to the step number 2, downloading and installing Visual Studio Code. So let's go there and type here download Visual Studio Code. And here you will get their official website, code.visualstudiocode.com. Sorry, visualstudio.com. And here you will see they have variations. They have a Windows option, they have a Linux option, and they have Mac option. Okay, so if you are a Mac user, simply click on this link and it will automatically get downloaded. Windows, directly click on it, automatically get downloaded. But if you are a Linux operating system user, you need to be sure which type of Linux you are using. So if you hold a good knowledge of Linux, you might be aware there are two types of operating systems, Debian based or RPM based. It simply depends on the kind of package installer they use actually. Okay. So I'll not talk about it in detail because it's a Python series, not a Linux series. But if you have any queries, do let me know after the session. We can discuss about it. All right. So Debian based are your Ubuntu and CentOS, and RPM based your Red Hat, Fedora, SUSE Linux. All those are Red Hat package manager they use. So whatever the operating system you're using, according to that, you can select one. I'll be using Windows. So I'll click on this blue button and it's taking me to this new page. But along this side, you can see when I go to this downloads, VS Code user setup, it has started downloading, but my internet speed is not that good today. So that's why it's taking time. Okay. Once it is downloaded, then we can install it. This setup is big also. It will take some time. If meanwhile you have time, you can go through this and you can read it. So once the download is done, we'll move towards the installation. All right, so my setup is downloaded. Let's quickly go to it. You can directly click on it from here, or you can go to file manager over here and go to downloads. And at the top, you can see the setup. Okay. So here is our setup. Now let me take you to this background and show you the setup. Okay. It looks better. Now this is the license which you need to read and you need to accept the agreement. Okay. So you accept the agreement, then you can click on next. From here, you can select the place where you want to install it. So the destination location, you can browse from here and you can select some other location. I'm very much comfortable with the location by default provided. Once location is selected, then you can click on next. It will say already exists. Would you like to install to that folder anyway? So I would say no. Okay, let's try with yes, because I already have it. And it will say the name of it. Okay. And we want to create a start menu folder. Okay. So start menu folder, we want to create it. So check this. And here it will give you a few more options. Start a desktop icon. This is very important. On your desktop, automatically you will get a icon. Add open with code or add open with action on the Windows directly content menu. So these options you can select, and if you don't select, it doesn't matter. Add to path, automatically it will add it to your path. This needs to be checked. Then click on next and install. So it will take few minutes. It will be extracting the files and then the installation will be done. So let's keep watching. Completing the Visual Studio Code setup wizard. So it's done. and launch Visual Studio Code is already checked. Now I'll click on finish. And hopefully if the installation is successful, see, installation is completely fine. This was the only thing I was worrying about. So before installing it again, I had this project running on it. Okay. So I was little bit concerned that it will work or not. Let me close all of these. That's better. Okay, so this is the Visual Studio Code which you will get. In my case, I'm getting so many things over here. In your case, you will get empty. Okay. My Visual Studio Code was already configured and the files were already loaded. So that's why you are getting this kind of screen. Okay, so look at this one, this part only at the center. This is your new window of Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is how you are going to get your VS Code. Now there would be a welcome message and it would give you few instructions. These were the files, something it will show you. It will show you a tutorial also. So you can take the actions as per your intelligence. I say you have to use your intelligence as well. There is some common sense. Okay. It will give you a guide to go through it. Okay. So you can take that guide, you can watch that video, how to use Visual Studio Code, or you can completely close it. I don't want to take any tutorial or I don't want to go through all this. So I'll completely close it. It will give you one more option to select the theme, which it's not giving in my case because my theme is already selected. So according to your preference, you can select a theme. And how the themes will look like. Other than that, go to this settings and here option comes theme. Okay, so here you have color theme, product icon theme, file theme. Let's go with color theme. So you can select a light, default light. You can select a dark theme. I prefer light theme because it's good to record the videos and for these sessions. It's easily understandable. But when I'm actually doing my own work, I switch to the dark theme. Okay. So it's completely up to you. As you don't have to record the videos, you can go with a darker theme. But I'll be going with a light, modern, default, light theme. Okay. So that's my theme. And here you will see this is Explorer, File Explorer. It will give you some messages, so you need not to worry about all those messages. Here this is the folder where you will be opening your files and the folders. Okay, this is the outline about that folder and timeline. So I'll be going with this one, explore. And like here you can open a folder or you can create a file, so new file or new folder or something you can create. Okay, that I'll tell you later on. And this one, to search something or replace words in your file, that can be used. This is source control. If you want to connect this to your Git repository, that can be done from here. This one, to run and debug option you have. And this is the most interesting one, which is extension. So if you are working on Python, so you need to make sure you have a Python extension. Okay. When you're having a Python extension, it helps us in the indentation and so many things. Now, one of my student earlier asked me, Suram, that we are going to have a Python extension over here. Then why do we need to install Python on our local computer? See, this is just extension which will provide some help. It's not the actual Python getting installed. Okay. So there are so many Python extensions you can see. One more Python extension pack, you can read about it. So we just need one Python extension, any one. So I have this Python intelligence pylons. What it will do, it will be needed to understand the import statements and the indentation and related things. So you need to install it. Here you will find an install button and you can install it. On my system, it's already configured. And yeah, that's all needed. And later on, if we need anything else, I'll tell you that as well. So that's how you can install a Python and a Visual Studio Code so that you can start writing your code. Okay. We'll talk about the code in the next series. So till then, take care and have a nice day.